Hey, I'm Jessie David from Metal Wani, and joining me today is Mark Tremonti of Alter Bridge, Creed, and the band Tremonti as well. How's it going?
Good. How about yourself?
Not too shabby. So where are you calling from?
I'm in Orlando, Florida.
How have you been doing during COVID-19? What have you been doing to keep busy?
I've painted the entire exterior of my house. That's been a good time. Playing a lot of guitar, playing with basketball with the kids, and watching a lot of TV.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that going around, painting and TV, binge watching for sure. You know, being a public figure, are you at all nervous being out in the public eye?
No, I mean, I've just been stuck here at home, so I haven't really gone out at all. I mean, we've been really cautious and mail ordered all of our food inside and kind of just hunkered down.
I don't think my hands have ever been this dry with all the hand washing and the hand sanitizer, all that stuff. It's wild, honestly. Last year, you guys, Alter Bridge, released your 6th studio album, Walk the Sky. You geared up to go on this tour, and then life happened. Are you hoping you're going to be able to play it all this year?
Yeah, we were really, really disappointed. You know, we've had so much momentum with this record, and you know, we've had to cancel, I think, 2 tours already, and I think hopefully we're planning on getting out hopefully in September if things go right, but you never know, so we're just keeping our fingers crossed.
Well, that's the thing. I saw that you did a live stream. Myles was doing a live stream last night, which is great. I know that Public Health also said that they're looking to 2021 for concerts, which kind of sucks. And if that is the case, do you think you're going to continue with streaming? What do you guys have in mind?
I'll probably just do a lot of writing. You know, it's I've been just doing a lot of stuff on social media, doing a lot of performance-based kind of playing and singing and whatever else on social media just to keep busy. But if we can't tour until next year, then I'm going to do a heck of a lot of writing so I can kind of get that all underway.
Well, you're kind of a busy guy. I mean, between the album and the book releases, all of your side projects, what's the latest project you've been working on?
Right at the moment, I'm looking into writing a song with Eric Gales. He's one of my favorite guitar players in the world, and he's doing a record that I believe Joe Bonamassa is producing, and he had asked me, and we had talked about doing a song together, so I'm trying to tackle that at the moment.
Do you feel when you're writing that you're kind of at a standstill? How does recording work right now? Because it's not like you can go into a recording booth together, so what kind of strains does that put in? Is there kind of a work around that?
Yeah, you know, it's kind of on hold right now. We're all kind of in demo at home mode right now, so it's as long as I can get all the writing done and demoing done before, I mean, I don't know how long we're going to be trapped at home, but say it's even another couple months, that's still not even enough time to really write a record. So unless it went a year from now, I'd be fine artistically as long as I could, productively as long as I could keep on writing at home and demoing at home.
You're a jack of all trades. I mean, you're a guitarist, a singer, a writer, but where does your passion lie? Which one do you prefer?
I love writing. You know, it's you know, playing lead guitar is always fun. You know, it's something that can keep you busy till the day you die. But there's nothing that gets me as excited as when I write a new song. That's really where my passion is.
So for your band Tremonti, your last album was A Dying Machine. Do you plan on releasing a 5th studio album, and are you working on anything now?
Yeah, I never stop writing. You know, it's kind of something me and Myles always talk about. It's if you would just keep the brain going as far as being a writer all the time, you never have to prime it back up. It's just always going. So every day I try to get a little bit of writing done, and guitar playing. I try to balance the two.
Awesome. What was it like working with Wolfgang Van Halen?
Oh, it was awesome. You know, he's such a talented dude and a good guy, and we spent a lot of fun years working until he, you know, got the nerve up to do his own solo project, which he's just finishing up now. So I'm excited to hear it.
So you mentioned that you're always writing things, you're always on the go, and I know, yeah, we're kind of on a standstill now, but for the band Tremonti, do you have kind of maybe a potential timeline for any new releases?
Well, timelines have just been obliterated by this virus. So we were supposed to tour with Alter Bridge through the end of this year and maybe the beginning of next year, and then switch gears to Tremonti. So now, you know, with missing out on all the touring that we should have done on this album. My vote would be to tour Alter Bridge for maybe till next fall. It's just, if we're cut out of this entire year of touring, so we'll have to kind of see what happens.
When you're working on a project, how do you decide what will be Alter Bridge project or your own personal stuff, maybe something entirely new? How do you kind of decipher where it's going to go?
The only time when I write something that's definitely not going to be an Alter Bridge track is if it's kind of a speed metal. I grew up a metalhead, and it's never going to go away. So whenever I sit down, a lot of times I'm going after that kind of sound. So if it's just straight up speed metal, the guys from Alter Bridge kind of look at me sideways and tell me to use that for the solo project.
Walk me through your day-to-day writing process. Kind of what comes normally first for you?
Usually I'll kind of sit down, get warmed up on the guitar, and then depending on my mood, I'll either try to tackle something as far as guitar technique or just improvisation, and then once I get warmed up, that's when I go back and forth between practicing the guitar and writing parts, and writing. Sometimes I'll tap in and go back into what I've written maybe a month ago and see if anything inspires me to try to continue on the path of what I started. I kind of had the habit of writing a bunch of stuff and then ignoring it for a while and then coming back to it and seeing if it's still exciting to me. And but sometimes when you write something in the moment, you think it's better than it is, and if you come back to it later and it doesn't grab you, then I toss it away.
Right now, I see that Alter Bridge's Facebook presence is pretty strong. You're doing a lot of Facebook Live videos. I think that's super important in times like these. Do you plan on keeping that going, and would you consider maybe doing like a weekly stream?
Well, I've been doing about every other day. I've been posting some video of some kind of guitar soloing or singing or whatnot. So I'm just going to keep that up until things get back to normal. And it's just kind of a good exercise in learning how to stay up to date with your social media, because sometimes I slack and go 6 months without doing something, but now's the perfect time to stay kind of attached with everybody.
You mentioned that you're kind of keeping busy by painting, obviously writing music, working on projects. Is there any kind of new music you've been getting into, or any bands you're kind of watching right now?
Well, it's been mostly guitar players on this break. I've just been kind of tackling as much guitar stuff as I possibly can, getting into a lot of stuff that I normally wouldn't. And, with all this extra time, there's no excuse not to get better at your craft. So it's not really been diving into other bands, mostly just diving into guitar players and guitar techniques.
Any guitar players that kind of come to mind?
Not new and cutting, not new players, maybe some old guys. Like I really diving deeper into kind of Eric Johnson's technique, and you can find his technique with some of my other favorite players like Joe Bonamassa and Eric Gales and Derek. I love Derek Trucks, trying to take what he does on the slide and make it played on a guitar without a slide. But there's just, like I said, I'll be on my deathbed and only have scratched the surface of what you can do on the guitar.
Do you talk to Myles often during all of this?
Yeah. I mean, we've talked a handful of times in the last couple of weeks. I just wished him luck yesterday on his his Facebook Live performance, and I'm sure that's when you step out of your comfort zone and you're not on stage. I could play in front of 10 million people and not be nervous, but when you sit in a different setting where it's just you, nobody in front of you, but how, I don't know, 1 million people watching online, it's going to make you a little nervous. So I felt for him there, but he killed it last night. He did perfect. He told stories that were very interesting about the creations of certain songs, and his voice sounded top notch. And he said he was worried because he might be a little rusty, but there's no way in the world. He sounded incredible. So
no, I have to agree. Have to agree with you there. Sounded great. I know it's kind of tough. It's a new challenge because everybody's on social media now, and it's new technology, especially doing these live streams. What challenges do you face?
Technologically, I'm an idiot. I cannot. I'm not good with any kind of, other than turning my phone on and pushing record. I can't make anything look good. I can't cut videos together. I can't edit audio, video, anything like that. So what you see is what you get, which some people might dig, but I just can't make anything fancy at all. I'm just very pound cake when it comes to technology.
Well, 2021 is going to be one hell of a year. Hopefully we kind of get back to normal around September time and we get to see you guys back on tour. Looking forward to that. And thanks for taking the time to chat with me.
Thank you very much.